Hey guys, we're back, and this is a bonus Eastside Hockey Manager video with the Bruins. I am really into this right now, so you guys are going to get an extra video. Um, we are still waiting on the release of a couple of games to add to the rotation. Draft Day Sports Pro Football comes out, I think, next week. I think it's out of early access on the 11th, so be on the lookout for a video for that game. Um, Sometime right after that, probably the 12th, realistically. Um, and then Franchise Hockey Manager, which is probably due out sometime at the end of the month. So we'll add Draft Day Sports Pro Football to the rotation once that releases. But for now, I've only got the two games, and this is the one I'm really into. So this is the one you're going to get multiple videos of. So I forgot the one thing I didn't do. Let's go back and look at all of the trade deadline transactions. So we'll do that real quick before we kind of take a look forward. So um, if we go back to January, you can see Julien Gauthier for a couple of fifths, Alex Belzil, 31-year-old right winger, for a second to Montreal. Montreal did really good around the trade deadline. Jesper Boqvist in a fourth for Jacob Perreault, a couple of fourths for Kariya, Jankowski for a third. February, Justin Hall for Declan Carlisle and the rights to Isaac Howard. TJ Brody traded to Winnipeg for Heinola, Chaz Lucius, and the rights to Danny Zhilkin. Our first trade, David Ferentz for a second and a third. Craig Smith for Logan Stanley, again, another one of our deals. Tanner Pearson traded to Arizona for a couple of third-round picks. This was the big deal. Mike Hoffman traded from Montreal to the Rangers in exchange for the rights to Jaden Grubby, probably, Matthew Robertson, and a first. So a really solid trade here for the Canadians. Four-star potential Matthew Robertson, and Grubby, a three-star. Three-star. Looks like a decent player there. Jake Muzzin traded to Anaheim for Oli Uliovi. Mason McTavish. Wow. That's a great deal for the Canadians, and Braden Tracy. Just getting McTavish alone is a great deal. Navrin Mutter, Michael McCarron, and a couple of thirds to Detroit for the rights to Kyle Acoin and Mark Pizik. Nick Bonino traded to Tampa for a third and a fifth. Yanni Hakanpää to Dallas for the rights to Victor Neuchev. Then the first of our two deals, Galchenyuk and a third to the Rangers for the Rangers first and the Rangers second in 2024. And then the big one, Victor Arvidsson from the Kings for Grzelcyk, Zaboral, Berglund, and a second. So three defensemen and a second-round pick that we got from New York for Galchenyuk. So essentially it was Arvidsson and a first for Galchenyuk, Grzelcyk, Zaboral, Berglund, and a second. So I don't know. And Arvidsson was fantastic, and we'll show you that here in a minute. We got really hot down the stretch. We were in 10th place when we got to the trade deadline. We finished in 6th. If you look at our schedule, so trade deadline was here. So it started out slow, but we picked it up right around here. Started with a 4-0 win on the 16th. So we had a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win, 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 loss, win, 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 OT loss, win, OT loss. So even our 2 losses in the month of April were overtime losses. We got really hot down the stretch. So we finish in 6th place. We're going to be taking on the Florida Panthers in the postseason. If we take a look at our team statistics for the year, Taylor Hall led us in scoring, 77 points in 82 games, 38 goals, 39 assists. He was a plus 48 with an 8.22 game rating. Pasta, 36 goals, 64 points. We just got to get them a center that makes sense. We moved Zacha into that line, and I don't really think that's the right move, but we did it anyway. Bergeron with a pretty good season. He's back next season as well. Lindholm with a good year, 7.5 game rating. DeBrusk, 43 points in 81 games, does a nice job wherever we put him. Marchand had a great season, 36 points, 20 goals in only 39 games. Krejci, his time with the Bruins is done, so we'll say goodbye to the great Czech Republic skater David Krejci. Zacha, talked about him. Aho was pretty good after picking him up early in the season from the Islanders. Charlie Coyle's contract is up. He's probably gone as well. He wants almost $6 million for 5 years, which I'm not prepared to give him. Carlo, very solid defensively. Charlie McAvoy, 26 points in 57 games, 7.6 game rating. Studnicka, 15 goals in 82 games this year. Victor Arvidsson, 20 points in 23 games, a 7.91 game rating was awesome. And then everybody else. Stanley was slightly below, slightly above average, 7.08 game rating. And then our goalies, Jeremy Swayman, 34, 20, and 9 with a 2.37 and a 9.25. Just a fantastic season for him. Ullmark, 8, 5, and 6 with a 2.51 and a 9.21 save percentage. So we got good goaltending. We also signed some people to some contract extensions. We signed... Who did we sign? We signed Jeremy Swayman. We signed Jeremy Swayman to a 5-year contract worth, it was just under $20 million. You can see his cap hit, 3.862 per year, roughly 3.7, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9, 4, and 4. So have him locked up long term. We signed our goalie long term. We signed Logan Stanley to a pretty reasonable contract, I think 4 years at, was that about $6 million, roughly, for the young stalwart defenseman, 24-year-old, 6'7", 230-pound defenseman. We signed, I think, Frederick to his, signed him to the minimum, the 1-year qualifying offer. We signed Zaka to the qualifying offer, which was $3.5 million. A lot of money, but I didn't want to lose him for nothing, so we signed him. I think that was it. We may have signed a couple other players to their qualifying offers, but mostly players that are in the AHL and things of that nature. So, signed some contracts. Finished the end of the regular season, and this is probably going to be a little bit longer episode than normal because we're going to go through the offseason, and the offseason is going to take some time. But first things first, we have a playoff series against the Florida Panthers. So we look at the Florida Panthers. They finished in second. They finished 2 games behind Tampa, 49, 21, and 12. Not really a huge difference here. I mean, you look at this, they scored 12 more goals than us. We gave up 6 fewer. They had a better power play. We had a better PK. Both coming into the postseason incredibly hot. For us, it was all about the shootouts and overtime. We were 4-10 in overtime this year. If we were a 500 team, if we were 7-7, all of a sudden we have 45 wins, 12 overtime losses, and all of a sudden our season looks a whole lot better. We just really, really struggled in the postseason, or in the in that extra frame. So we'll see how it goes here against Florida. When is our next game? The 16th? 18th. So we got a couple of days here. We'll take a look at when the season ends. We'll take a look at, you know what? No, we'll do it now. Let's look at the statistics. So, Nathan McKinnon, 114 points in 82 games. He and Rantanen were 1-2. Look at that top line. McKinnon, Rantanen, and Landeskog all had more than 100 points. Austin Matthews, 52 goals. Laine with 55 for Columbus. A 50-goal season for Kyle Connor. Ovi now with 49 goals this season. William Nylander, 48 for Toronto. Rantanen and Laine each. We had 4 50-goal scorers this season. Nathan McKinnon led the league in assists. Mikko Rantanen was a plus 79. That is insane. This line is crazy good. Penalty minutes, Brad Malone. Rantanen, 341 shots. Mario Ferraro leading the NHL in average time on ice. Interesting. Just some crazy good seasons. Let's get goalies. And it shows all goalies. It doesn't just show ones who qualify. So Swayman is in 16th, but in reality that's 1, 2, 3. You can take 5. You can take Halak out there. So finished 11th in save percentage roughly. So all in all, not bad. Vasilevsky obviously is an absolute beast. 2.04 and a 932. Shesterkin, 2.04 and a 938. Bobrovsky still going strong. 2.09 and a 930. So we got our hands full against Florida. We're going to keep continuing here. Get up to the first game. And I think what I'll do is I will sim until we get to an elimination game. And then I will let the game, you kind of see the game engine, kind of what it looks like. Let's keep going. Florida scouting. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and sim. We lose game 1, 3-2. Mayhew and Montour, we would get a goal from Hall and Zaka, and they would get a goal with 24 seconds left, and they would beat us 2-1. We outshoot them 36-24. We lose game 1, and we are down 1-0. But I mean, that's a tight one. It's a tight one. We were actually up, or we were tied at 2, and then they scored a goal with 24 seconds left. Just kind of going through and making sure I don't have any scouts who tell me they weren't able to find anybody. All right, here we go. Game 2 is a Bruins win. We win 4-2. Let's go. 3 goals in the third. Duclair and Ekblad would put them up 2-0. Then Victor Arvidsson would pick up his first of the postseason. Marchand on the power play. Pasternak and Arvidsson with the empty netter. So Victor Arvidsson had 2 goals. Marchand with a goal and 2 assists. Pasta had a goal. Carlo with a couple of assists. We outshoot them 39-30, and we take home ice advantage away from the Panthers. We win game 2 by the score of 4-2. All right, so we got game 3 coming up. A couple of team national team managers have been fired. All right, we are in Boston now for game 3, and we lose 3-2. We lose in overtime. So we get the first 2 goals. Arvidsson scores 9 seconds into the first period. Marchand gives us a 2-0 lead. They tie it in the second. And is it Jordan? Michael Benning scores 20, is it 2 minutes in? 2 minutes and 33 seconds into overtime, and we lose 2-1, and we lose home ice advantage. All right, so Brett Harkins. I mean, we can still scout on Hawkins. I think that's probably fine. Let's recall him, and let's just have him do the NHL entry draft, which is coming up in, a month or whatever. All right, so we are down 2-1. Vancouver sweeps Calgary 4-0. Game 4 of their series. So Florida has the home ice advantage again. They win game 1, we win game 2. They win game 3. Game 4 is back in Boston. We'll see if we win. We don't. We lose 3-2 in overtime again. So Barkov for them. We get goals from Nosek and Marchand. They tie it. And then Matthew Tkachuk wins it in overtime again. So we are down to our last bullet here as we get ready for game 5, which I think is going to be in Florida. And I think we are going to play it. Or view it, I should say. So let me turn the volume down because it actually gets loud in my ear. But I don't know if it gets loud in your ear. So we will see. So let's go ahead and continue. All right, so I want to do highlights, key only. Clock speed. We'll just do fast and see what we get. There's a goal for Zacha from Carlo and Lindholm. Gives us a 1-0 lead early in the first period. Face off to the left of Bobrovsky. This is a long highlight. Face off now to the right of Bobrovsky. Krejci on the power or on the draw, and we get a goal. Coyle from Krejci, and we are up 2-0. There's Hall up to Pasta. Pasta in all alone. Shoots and scores from Pasternak, from Hall and Stanley, and we have a 3-0 first period lead. So we're through one, and it's 3-1. So they got a goal, and I didn't show the highlight. All right, we're through two, and it's 3-1. It's an opportunity for, it looks like us. Here comes Taylor Hall. Cross ice to Pasta. Rebound, shoot, and scores by Zacha. And we take a 4-0 lead. So that line, Zacha, Hall, and Pasta getting it done. So Arvidsson from Aho and Forbert give us a 5-1 lead. This is a game we needed. Looks like they're going to get a goal here, though. Yep. Barkov from Kachuk and Duclair. And that does it. So we win 5-2, keep our season alive. Zacha from Carlo and Lindholm. Coyle from Krejci. Pasternak from Hall and Stanley. Zacha from Pasternak and Hall. Arvidsson from Aho and Forbert. And we win. So there will be a game 6. And we lose Marchand for a week. Damn it. That's a problem. Oh, it looks like he's okay. It looks like he's day-to-day. So he should be all right, actually. All right, here we go. Game 6 in Florida. Actually, I think this is at home. Yeah, Game 6 is at home. And they get a goal. Benning from Bennett on the man advantage. We're down 1-0. And that's the end of the first period. 1-0 Florida. So we got a highlight right at the start of, well, I guess we don't, or do we? Bit of a delay here. Not sure what the game's doing. Oh, yeah, okay, so we are going to get a Florida highlight right off the bat. And they get a goal. Barkov from Reinhart and Verhaeghe, and we are down 2-0, 14 seconds into the second period. Save by Bobrovsky on Marchand. We're on the power play here, so hopefully we can get a goal to get this thing within one. Yep, Arvidsson from Marchand and DeBrusk on the power play makes it 2-1 now. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, good. We get the puck back, and then we turn it over. Oh, Barkov from Duclair and Hornqvist makes it 3-1 with 5 minutes left in the second. Looks like our season might be coming to an end here. Opportunity for Marchand. Back to the point. There's Marchand from McAvoy and Bergeron. Couple minutes into the third. Gets us within a goal. That's awesome. Another opportunity. Here comes Arvidsson in. Back to the point. Shot, rebound, score. Bergeron from DeBrusk and Arvidsson on a major penalty. Is this going to be an opportunity for us to force a Game 7 on him? There's Arvidsson again from Marchand and Bergeron. 3 unanswered goals for the Bruins, and we now have a 1-goal lead. McAvoy from the point. There's Bergeron from McAvoy. That is 3 goals on this 5-on-4 major. We have a 2-goal lead with under 2 minutes left. The empty net goal scored by Marchand puts this thing away, and we're going to force a Game 7. Let's go. We force a Game 7 with a 5-goal third period. Marchand with 2, Arvidsson with 2, Bergeron with 2. That line, man. 2 goals, 2 assists for Marchand, 2 goals, 2 assists for Bergeron, 2 goals and an assist for Arvidsson, and we force a Game 7 in Florida. Can we come all the way back? We were down 3-1 in this series. We got Game 7 in Florida against the Panthers, and we will see how this one goes. Here comes Taylor Hall down the near side. Cross ice to Pastrnak, and he buries it. Pasta from Hall and Aho give the Bruins a 1-0 lead. 2-0. We got another goal. They didn't show the highlight. Opportunity here for Florida on the man advantage. Shot goes wide, and there's their first goal. Del Zotto from Tkachuk and Declare. 2-1. So 2-1 going to the third. There's Pastrnak, has it taken away from him, taken right back, though. Pastrnak and shoots, scores from Zacha, and we take a 2-goal lead with 4.5 minutes left. And it looks like, folks, we are going to come all the way back as Marchand picks up the empty netter from Arvidsson and McAvoy. And we were down 3-1 in this series. We come back and defeat the 3rd seed Florida Panthers. Pasta with 2, Nosek and Marchand, and we win. We win the series. We come all the way back, and we are being touted as potential Stanley Cup winners by a sports paper. We're going to decline at this point. I don't think I'm quite ready to make that call. So let's take a look real quick. Let's look at the stats. Do that series. So 6 goals, 5 assists for Brad Marchand. Victor Arvidsson, 6 goals, 3 assists. Pasta had 4 goals, 5 assists for Charlie McAvoy. Look at some of these game ratings. 8.5 for Marchand, McAvoy, Pastrnak, over 8 for Arvidsson, Hall, and Swayman, both right around 8. Good stuff. So who is our next series against? That's going to take a second because we're going into May, I believe. It's a big series win. So that Arvidsson deal looking pretty damn good right about now, as he was huge in that postseason, in that series for us. Interesting. Okay. So who's our next game against? Do we know? We don't know yet. Yeah, we don't know yet. So I'm going to go ahead and save rather. And guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and sim. I don't know who I'm playing yet. We will see here in a moment, I imagine. Why are there huge delays here? Where is our next game? Why have we not started the next series yet? Tampa Bay. All right, we're taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've got a bunch of injured players, nobody of real note, though. Regular season, Braden Point, 91 points. Stamkos, 73. Killorn, 66. Kucherov, 62. Sergachev, 55. Hagel, 50. Sorelli, 46. Hedman, 34. He's getting up there in age. He's only 32. Feels like he's been playing forever, man. And then I think goaltenders, Vasilevsky's been a beast. 43, 13, and 3 with a 204 and a 932. He's been elite. So we got some players here that we need to take a look at and see if we are interested in signing there. I think we should. Decent young player. He expects that. That's fine. So let's go ahead and offer. I want to get these guys locked down, and then Roman Baicha. I don't really care about him. We can let those rights expire. So the Philip Keitel, 4 years, $10 million. So the Bruins and the Lightning in one, and then the Rangers and the Islanders in the other. That's awesome. Rangers, Islanders, Tampa Bay, Boston, Winnipeg, Nashville, Vancouver, and Colorado out west. All right, so game 1 coming up today. On the road at Tampa is a 4-2 Tampa Bay. Lead in the series. We get goals from Aho and Bergeron, but we lose that game 1-0. The Islanders beat the Rangers. Zacha is out for a week with a twisted ankle, and he is out. So we need to bring in Steen, I guess, and go to tactics and get Steen out there, but not at second line center. Put him on the Coyle. Stanika. No, we'll leave it like that. And then our second line power play center is going to be Krejci. All right, game 2 is a 4-1 Bruins win. So once again, we take home ice away from the higher seed. Bergeron and Arvidsson in the first, Nosek and Arvidsson in the third. We tie the series at 1 and take home ice away from Tampa Bay. Lauko, so this is just, they send out these reports every once in a while about some players that are on your minor league system. So the game thinks Lauko is going to be a pretty good top 6 forward. Same thing with Beecher. Still got a ways to go, but Beecher's more of a defensive-minded guy, so willing to let him develop. Then that's about it. And then in the ECHL, we've got somebody that the game doesn't think is going to be all that good. All right. They got game 3 coming up. Not today. So the Islanders win, Nashville wins, and Vancouver wins. So all 3 teams are up 2-0. Our series is the only one tied. Is he out with a leg contusion? He is. Okay, but Zacha's back. So Bergeron can come out, Zacha can come back in, and I guess we will put Zacha centering that top line. No, let's do this. Let's put Krejci on the top line with Marchand and Arvidsson, and leave Hall with Zacha and Pasternak. And then we'll put him on that top line, I guess. Doesn't really matter. All right. So game 3 at home. Series is tied at 1. And we lose 4-1. Not a good game. We get on the board first. Hall from Pasternak and Zacha. Stamkos with the hat trick. And we are down 2-1. Are we going to be playing 3 games like we did last episode? Is each series going to take 20 minutes? Who knows? This is going to be a long offseason. I think I'd like to get through the draft in this episode. And then once we get through the draft, I can probably just do free agency offline. We'll see how long it takes. I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long. Although if it is, it is. Just may take me a couple of days to get through it. So, all right. Is Patrice back? He is. Okay, so we can take Steen out. Tactics. Bergeron. Move him there. Put him there. Put him there. Put him there. Get Zacha back out there for Krejci. Confirm and move forward. See what happens here in Game 3. So the Islanders take a 3-0 lead over the Rangers. Colorado gets one back, as does Winnipeg. So Winnipeg, and Colorado down 2-1. Rangers down 3-0. We are down 2-1. So we get Monty Kivy. He's going to sign his contract with us. That's fine. Don't want to lose his rights. Doesn't look great, but he looks, he's got some offensive skill. Our scout think he could be like David Krejci, but I don't know if that's David Krejci now or if that's David Krejci, 10 years ago. But anyway, it's depth forwards, which we need. All right, so Game 4 is coming up eventually. So if we lose, I will just sim ahead through the rest of the playoffs, and then we'll come back at season's end. So, all right, here we go. I guess it's just going to sim. Here we go. Game 4. We are down 2-1. Vancouver leads Colorado 2-1. And we win. We win 4-1, so we tie the series at 2. Hall from Pasta and Bergeron. They get a goal from Killorn. Then Nosek from Coyle and Lindholm. Arvidsson from Aho and Bergeron. And then Pasta from Bergeron and Carlo. That series is tied at 2. And Vancouver and Colorado also tied at 2. So we're holding our own here in the postseason, which is nice to see. We struggled a little bit during the regular season, found our way really at the very end of the regular season, sort of found our identity, and things have looked good here in the postseason. Islanders looking to advance. Winnipeg looking to get it even. Winnipeg gets it even, and the Islanders sweep the Rangers. The Islanders are 8-0 here in the postseason, which sucks because we have their first-round pick. But they sweep the top seed Rangers. Winnipeg wins in overtime. They tie the series at 2. And the ever-important Game 5 coming up now, as we need to win this game. It is at home. We look to take a 3-2 series lead. All right, Game 5 in Tampa. Both teams looking to take one of these teams is going to take a 3-2 series lead, and it is us. We win Game 5 in Tampa, 3-1. Zacha from Forbort and Aho, Marchand from Arvidsson and McAvoy for goals 2 and 3, and we are 1 win away from advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Swayman's out for a few days. Hopefully that's not a Linus was fine this year, but I don't want him starting Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. All right, so we're good with Swayman. Who wins here? Winnipeg takes a 3-2 series lead, so they've won 3 games in a row. They were down 2-0. They're now up 3-2. Riley Duran. A lot of teams offering Riley Duran. All right, here we go. We got to view this one because this is an elimination game at home against Tampa as we look to advance to the finals to take on the Islanders. Let's see what happens. Looks like Tampa's going to get an opportunity here first. Killorn from Stamkos and Sergachev. We are down 1-0. And we're going to be down 2-0 here in just a moment, as Bonino scores a bad angle goal from Cirelli. Bad goal given up by Swayman as we end the first period. And it's 3-0. Point from Killorn and Hedman on the power play, as it looks like Tampa's going to force a Game 7 here unless we can get on the board. There's Hall behind the net. Zacha back to the point. Tucked home by Arvidsson from Forbort and Zacha. So we pick up that first goal in the second. And it looks like we're going to give it right back. We do. Paul from Kucherov and Hagel. Not a great game for us. Charlie Coyle gets us on the board with 2.5 left. Too little, too late, unfortunately. Maybe not. Cleared it around. Back to the point. It looks like it's just going to show the entirety of the last 2 minutes here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it does this in close games where it shows the final, I think it's either 90 seconds or 2 minutes of the game as an extended highlight. So they are going to force a Game 7. Tampa wins Game 6 in Boston by the score of 4-2. So Killorn, Bonino, Point, and Paul for them. Arvidsson and Coyle for us. And Colorado beats Vancouver. Vancouver had a 2-0 series lead in that one. Colorado wins 4 straight. So it's going to be Game 7. We're going to have to win Game 7 on the road again. We won Game 7 in Florida. No, technically we're still in Florida, right? Oh, good. And we lose Pasternak for 10 days. Excellent. Oh, and we lost Nika. Wonderful. Okay. We don't have enough players dressed. We got to call we literally have to call somebody up for this game. Kopanen, I guess. Gross. Okay. So let's just get him in there. Let's just get him in the lineup. Kopanen and Steen. So that second line is going to be DeBrusk, Hall, and Zacha now. Coyle, Noshik, and Steen. I guess. I mean, that's terrible, but I guess. Not exactly what you want to be going into Game 7 with, but you do what you got to do. So that series is tied as 3 as well. So Nashville and Winnipeg all knotted at 3. All right, so here we go. Game 7. Boston and Tampa. Let's go ahead and watch it. Highlight right off the shoot. Looks like they're going to get a goal here off the power or off the face-off. Take an early lead. And they do take that lead. Point from Sergachev and Hedman. 1:18 into this one. Are we going to have enough offense? That's going to be the question. Nope. They're going to get another goal here. Nemestikov from Paul and Cernak. Not looking good for the underdog Bruins here in Game 2. Another goal for them. Oh, we got a hooking penalty called on Krejci. It's going to go right to the power play. should be 3-0 going into the third. Yep. Cirelli from Fleury and Hole. Hole? H-O-L-L. Hole. Yep. So we're down 3-0 in the third. And make it 4. Kucherov from Cirelli. And our season is going to come to an end. We had a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 at home. Couldn't get it done. And our season is over. So I am now going to sim ahead to the end of the postseason, and we will handle the offseason. Hang tight, guys. I'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back. It is post-Stanley Cup final, and you can see the Tampa Bay Lightning have defeated the Winnipeg Jets in the Stanley Cup final 4-0. Tampa got past the Islanders. The 5th seed Islanders made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They were 8-0. Or 8-0-1, I guess. They swept the Rangers, or beat the Devils in 5 games, beat the Rangers in 4, lost to the Lightning in 6. Over in the West, Winnipeg defeated number 7 Colorado 4-1, and Tampa sweeps Winnipeg to win the Stanley Cup final. Now, we're not quite at the draft yet. We are back at the trading resumes time. So I guess the season technically is started over, but the season won't actually flip until free agent starts. But trading is available. I don't know that there's anybody necessarily that I have to move. Like, I can't move Coyle because his contract is up. I can't move Nosek because his contract is up. We could see if anybody had any interest in Zacha. Lots of interest in Zacha, but it's probably all... Yes, 3rd and 4th. Like, he's not like he's worth more to me than a 3rd and a 4th. He's worth more to me than Brad Malone and Greg McKegg. All right. Well, that tells me that there's not a ton of value for Pavel Zacha, but we needed him. I couldn't afford to let him walk with some of the other players that are going to walk. I don't want a 30-year-old from the Sharks. 3rd round pick from Seattle, 3rd and a 4th from St. Louis, 3rd from Vancouver, and a 3rd and a 4th from, okay, so that's no good. Other than that, like, I was thinking about potentially trading Ullmark. Linus is making $5 million a year for the next 2 years after this. It's not a terrible contract, and he's not bad. But as a backup, considering Swayman's going to play the majority of the games, I feel like maybe moving Ullmark and trying to find a cheaper option may be the way to go. But that's for another time. So we're just going to sim ahead a few days here and get up to, I think, the draft. Unless something interesting happens. Oh, the Vezina shortlist. We got Shesterkin, Vasilevsky, and Bobrovsky. I think we go Shesterkin, 938, 204, 42 wins. Yeah, Igor Shesterkin. Scouting is still a thing. We got a ton. I think I did a good job with scouting this year. A lot of times I forget to update scouting on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. So I think it's good. I think I did a good job with my scouting. This first season. So we'll see what the draft tells us. I mean, if I come in here and I offer out Linus to everybody, 14 offers. I mean, Quentin Kenny, 2 seconds and a third from Buffalo. Colorado wants to give us a bunch of... Oh, Cout's not awful. I mean, we need forwards, but I don't need McDermott and Hunt. Columbus, Nick Blankenburg. Edmonton would give us Kesselring. A couple of bad players and a first-round pick. I mean, that's interesting. You get a first and 2/3, along with a potential 3-star player. That's not awful. second and 2/3. New Jersey. It's to give us some young players. Topias Violin, a left defenseman. One scout thinks he's a 4-star. The other thinks he's a 3-star. Fabian Zetterlund, meh. He looks okay. Had 25 points last season for New Jersey. He's only 23. 3 stars. His ratings look all right. Bogosian. Yanni Yermo, potential 3-star. Winnipeg wants to give us Garrett Brown, Leon Gawanke, 24-year-old. Whoa. Okay. Simon Lundmark is another defenseman that I don't really have a ton of interest in. Garrett Brown, 19-year-old. So 3 defensemen and a first-round pick for Linus Ullmark. I mean, that's not awful. So they don't like this offer, so we can just reject it. If I can get, like this offer, we can reject. If I can get anything that's close, really bad deal, reject. All right, so what about this deal with Winnipeg? He doesn't like Gawanke. He's 24. I mean, he's a... I don't know. I mean, defensively, he's not great as far as defensemen go. Rittich as our backup. I don't like Rittich. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily need Winnipeg's, end of the first round picks, so we can go ahead and move on. Lottery. All right, we're not in the lottery, but you can see we are picking 25th and 30th in the draft. Picking 25th and 30th. We have our pick, and then we have the Islanders pick, which is number 30. All right, so we are getting close to the draft. It's thinking about it. All right, when is the draft? Oh, we still got 5 days. Okay. So now we know where we're picking. I don't think we can offer. Yeah, no one's interested in Coyle because the contract expires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we're fine from a defensive perspective. We definitely need more offensive help this year. So I think what we do is we just sim up to the draft. I don't think we need to make any deals prior to the draft. So I'm going to sim up to the 25th, and I'll be back in just a sec. All right, we are back. It is time for the entry draft. A couple things just to show you real quick. We have some players. We have 14 contracts that are going to expire, led by David Krejci. His contract is up. He's likely to retire. Noshek, Koppanen doesn't want to re-sign with us, or at least he didn't previously. What does he want? Yeah, that's fine. We can offer him the RF. I mean, he's a good checking forward, which might be good for third or fourth line. So we'll bring him back. But Carrick, Clifton, Coyle, Philippe, Kincaid, Letary, McLaughlin, Wagner, Wolf, and Busey. So a bunch of players I don't care about. It gives us a pre-draft analysis, which I kind of like. Shows you who our last 5 picks were. Matthew Poitras last year, Fabian Lysell in 2021, Mason Lowry in 2020. Is that how you pronounce that? I can never remember how to pronounce that. Let me see. Let me see what the internet tells me. Lowry? Lowry? Let's see. Lowry. There we go. Mason Lowry. Awesome. Okay. So there we go. It's time for the draft. So let's go ahead and jump into said draft. All right. So it just gives you all the information. All right. So number 1 player in the draft, Connor Bedard. Not a surprise there. You can click on the rank. The guy I have my eyes set on here is Adam Fantilli. I don't know that I'm going to be able to move up to get him, but that's the guy I'm looking at. If that doesn't work, I don't really know. I mean, we're kind of looking for that offensive help, but we're obviously planning for the future. Most of these players aren't going to be ready right away. I mean, obviously Connor Bedard is. He's going to be an absolute truck. Oh, wow. Matvei Michkov is pretty elite as well. Cameron Allen, defenseman. Bronson Ride, Callum Ritchie. Yes, there's some good players, but we're picking 25th and 30th. So let's go here. No, let's go. Again, this is where I don't really. Let's see, where are we going? Drafted. He will go here. All right, so next pick. Connor Bedard goes to the Dallas Stars. No surprise there. Next pick. Matvei Michkov goes to the Kings. Bronson Ride. Looks like a pretty good defensive defenseman. Oh, maybe offensive, yeah. 14 stick handling, 15 passing, good with the puck. There goes Cameron Allen to the Blackhawks, a little bit more advanced. I mean, he's already got good checking, good passing, good shot. He looks pretty okay. So here we're going to see if we can get through this pick without Fantilli being taken. We'll see if we can move up. Richie Callum. Okay, cool. So Richie Callum moves up. Richie Callum, or Callum Ritchie rather, is the next pick. Goes to Arizona at 6. All right, so who is picking now? Buffalo. So can we make a deal with Buffalo for that number 6 pick? Can we make a trade with Buffalo for the number 6 pick? Will they be interested in giving up the 6th pick? So if I give you... Not prepared. What if I gave you, both firsts? Wow, okay. So they don't like enough about this offer. Sorry. All right. So doesn't look like that's going to happen because I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up three first round picks for that number 6 pick. So next pick, Edward Sale. Okay, Edward Sale, a left wing out of the Czech Republic. So we still have Fantilli, who is on the books and ready to go. Looks like he's going to be like a two-way type center. Maybe not great offensively, but I mean his ratings are pretty good across the board. He's not going to score a lot. He might pick up some assists, but he's not going to score a lot. So, Matthew Wood looks like more of an offensive-minded forward, which I'm fine with. Gabe Perreault, same. Yeah, I mean, there are still a handful of really good players. Fantilli's the one I want, though. So let's see who's picking 7th. San Jose and Minnesota. So can we trade with San Jose? Give the 25th. Severely unbalanced. What if I gave you both first-round picks? Severely, yeah. All right. So it looks like we might just have to kind of move forward a few picks and see what we get. Matthew Wood, okay, goes to San Jose. Tristan Bertucci goes to the Wild. All right, so now maybe we're talking. Seattle at number 9. Only need to move up 16 spots. I don't think that's all that bad. So we move up 16 spots and give you the 2nd. You don't like the sound of that offer. What if I gave you the 1st? It's a fair offer. Let's offer it. Did they accept? Rejected. All right. What if I give you the Rangers pick next year? Okay, what if I give you our pick next year? I'm just afraid that I'm going to miss. Like I'm going to be one pick late. So let's go back to the draft. Theo Lindstein. Okay. So he's falling. He's falling. That's not what I wanted to do. So who is picking next? Detroit at 10. Can we move up and get Detroit's 10th pick? If we give you the 25th and the 59th, isn't too appealing. If I gave you both firsts, it's a fair offer. Serious thought. Let's see, did they take the pick? They rejected it. Shoot. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get one more pick. We can. All right, so we're getting really lucky here. So we're down to Ottawa at 11. Ottawa, pick 11. If we give you the 25th and the 30th, offer it. All right, so we're going to make this deal. Let's confirm it. So we move up to the number 10 pick, which means we're going to be able to take the guy that I was looking at all along, which is Lucas Fantilli. Or Adam Fantilli. You can't call him Lucas. So our head coach wants Fantilli. The assistant GM wants Gio Goring. Goring? Like Sidney Crosby with a bigger frame. They want Gio Goring, and I want Fantilli. Fantilli's further along. Frankly, he's a better developed player. Every scout that we've had look at him gives him a 5-star, says he's like Sean Couturier. Yeah, Gehring is 18. He's not nearly as far along. We're going to take Adam Fantilli. We are going to take Adam Fantilli with the number 10 pick in the first round. So let's just sim ahead a few picks, and maybe we can move up again back into the first round. So there goes Gehring to the Leafs at 12. Lucas Dragovic to the Hurricanes at 13. Gabe Perreault to the Ducks at 14. Noah Valley to the Caps at 15. Mikhail Gulyayev to the Canadiens at 16. Oliver Bonk. Scott Ratzlaff. Nicholas Sema. I'm going to get up to 25 and then see if we can move up. Maxim Sturback. Andriy Ignatchukin, a goaltender. Third goaltender taken. Noah and Ratzlaff with the first two. Ethan Buenaventura, another goalie. Caden Price. There goes Caden Price. Wow, he fell. That was somebody that maybe I should have looked into moving up for. All right, let's take a and see who's left. Braden Yeager's still available. So one way you can do this is you can look from here. You can also look at your scout view. You can list... Yeah, you can list your scouts. Scout 2, Scout 3, Scout 4, Scout 5. So you can list your scouts and get kind of their input on these players and kind of go from there. So all of these guys like Oleg Senkin, a right wing, but he's probably available later on given he's ranked 73rd. Otto Stenberg. So Yeager looks like he's 4 stars. Andrew Cristal. He's going to be a very offensive-minded player, but he's already got he's got a wicked shot. Like Evander Kane. They all think he's like Evander Kane. They all think he's 4 stars. Let's go back to the draft. Okay, so Strammel went 24th. There goes Yeager, 25th. Connor Thacker, wow. Libor Hajek? I don't know who that is. Like Zach Whitecloud. They all think he's like Zach Whitecloud. I mean, if he ends up like Zach Whitecloud, I'll take it. I mean, those are pretty damn good numbers. I think we just go to our next pick. All right. So we are at our next pick. Let's take a look at the draft and see who has been taken. I see Emil Harventi, which is a name I'm familiar with. Let's take a look. There went Cristal. There goes Stenberg. There goes Thacker at 43 to Ottawa. That's fine. I'm fine with the pick that we made. All right. So we go back to available. They both want us to take goalies. Braden Holt, 3-star goalie out of Everett. Jan Korak out of Northwood Prep. Head coach wants to take Brady Cleveland. Who's the highest rated player left? Quentin Burns. If we go to our scout rating, wow, There's a lot going on here. Okay, so Nadeau didn't scout. Luka Bukestad. All of our scouts think he's pretty good, but still has a ways to go. Brendan Carlson, 20 years, an overager. Jake Bean, like OEL. I mean, this scout, Ryan Nadeau, absolutely loves him. Number 1, number 2 offensive defenseman. Number 3, number 4. Most of my scouts have him as a 3-4. Bondarev doesn't like him very much. Yeah, almost everybody has him as a 3 or 4. Kalen Lind. I mean, these guys are like unranked, but they look really good. Seamus Powell, really good offensive-minded defenseman. Number 3, number 4. Yeah, these guys, I think same deal, kind of 3-4. He has him as a 5-6. He has him as a 5-6. Number 3 or 4. If we go back to the best ranked players, they all have them listed as 3 stars. Our number 1 scout is Bissonnette. Where does Leverton have? Who does it have as his best player? We don't have any 5-star potential players left, according to our scouts. Will Murphy, left defense. Ooh, this is tough. This is tough. Wojtek Huzniski. Brady Cleveland. Dominic Peter. Right defense. I mean, he's not bad. Got another center here. Ryan Hartman. Ryan Johansson. 3 stars, 4 stars. Ryan Hartman. Playmaking center. Second line. Yeah, these guys all have him listed as a potential second line center. So maybe Dominic Peter is our pick here. I think that's the way we go. Dominic Peter. I'm going to draft him. Go to our next pick. Stefan Martin and Olivier Savard. I've gotten like 12 different text messages. All right, so who do our scouts... Oh, wow, did a lot of those players go that... Yeah, it looks like a lot of those players went that our scouts had listed as 4 stars. Okay. Yeah, they went Harvey. Somebody I was interested in. All right, so let's start our scouting list over here again. Let's put Bissonnette there. Let's go scout number 2 is Bonvie. Scout number 3 is Dixon. Scout number 4 is... Let's look at Leverton. And then scout number 5 is Nadeau. All right, so do any... not Nadeau, because he didn't scout any... Do I have 4 and 5 the same? Harkins and Leverton. Okay. So, Vadim Sivchuk, like Brendan Gallagher, third line potential forward, Benjamin Zelenka, center, Third line defensive center, second line defensive center, like a defensive-minded Ryan Johansson. Yeah, so that's what we're getting here is a defensive-minded second line center, which I don't mind, but it's not something I'm crazy about taking this early in the draft. Oh, I'm on page 2. That's my issue. I'm on page 2. So these guys are all going to be available, I think. Like physical point man, 3-4 potential, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. Yeah, every one of our scouts thinks this guy's going to be a physical point man. Only our final scout, Harkins, thinks he's going to be anything less than a 4-star potential defenseman. Yeah, they're all, I think, are they all overagers? Is that, yeah, I think they're all overagers. They're all 19 and 20. Yeah. Well, Bukestad isn't. Second line potential, finesse defensive center. They all have the same thoughts on him. So we may start taking some of these guys in the next round. Who's the highest ranked player left? Denver Barkey. Third line. Yeah, it almost makes sense to take the overagers. He's improved his physical strength and defense. They want us to take Stefan. He wants us to take Martin. Jack Martin. Defenseman. Offensive-minded defenseman. Yeah, point man. Anton Topil. I'm not even going to attempt that. Keaton Dalhaniuk. Ryder Thompson. Denver Barkey. I like the creativity, but that's really all he has going for him right now is his creativity. 1-star, 3-star. Connor Levis, 18-year-old out of Kamloops. Fourth line. Okay. I mean, Ryan Nadeau loves him. Goal scoring, second line potential, finesse. So 3-star, 3-star, 3-star. Most of our scouts think he's a 3-star, but if he can end up like Nadeau, goal scoring forward, second line potential. Shot's not quite there yet, but the determination, the flair looks okay. Good at face-offs. It's not good defensively, but yeah, I think we're going to go Connor Levis. I like that. I like his ratings. Connor Levis as our third pick, or Levis. Let's go to our next pick, and then we're going to start looking at some of these players that so Barkey is still there, Martin is still there, and Matthew Klepper, 19-year-old goaltender. Georgiev. Fairly injury prone. He's terrible with his glove. It's not going to do it for me. Let's look at the scouting reports again. So all these guys are still here. Giuliani. Bustad. Let's view. Can we just look at. If we look at goalie stats. Do we have any of these guys scouted? You got one right there. Who is that? Owen Flores out of Chicago. C- glove. A- athleticism. Decent puck handling. But he's probably available later on. Max Donoso. 20 again, an overager. An E+ with his blocker. I'm guessing E+ is worse than an F. Thomas Milic. He's 20 as well. Meh. Igor Filipov. An E-. That doesn't peg me as good. Corbin Vittori. I wonder if goalies just take longer to develop. Like, I wonder if that's a thing. I think it probably is, but... Max Larson, 18-year-old. Poor man's Robin Lehner isn't awful. Okay, I mean, these ratings aren't terrible. D+ blocker, A lateral movement. What about Tim Metzger, 18-year-old out of Everett? Oh, here we go. Tim Metzger. B glove, B- blocker. Yeah, we're going to take Tim Metzger so we can get a goalie here. Let's go to our next pick. Let's view just the scouting report. Ranks. Scout report. What is going on here? Oh, because I'm on page 28, right? So all those overagers are still there. I kind of feel like, now's the time to do it. Here's Wojtek Huzinecki. Kyle Clegg, playmaking defenseman, 3-4. Yeah, again, Nadeau likes him a lot. 3-4. Kyle Clegg, 3-star, 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 4-star. Harkins, 4-star. Yeah. Huzinecki, I think I'm okay with that. Good passer. The shot's not there, but he's still got some room to work. Fast forward. And now we can start. Well, Tyler Peddle. 18-year-old. Ooh, I like the shot. Ryan Hartman, goal-scoring forward. Goal-scoring center. Yeah, we can go Tyler Peddle. I don't want to spend too much time on the really, really late round picks. But I think now is when we start. Yes, some of these players are starting to go. So I think now is when we start to take a look at some of these guys. A 21-year-old. There's a 20-year-old Jeremy Hansel. Ryan Morse is 20. Look at Bustad is 18. Second line. Yeah, I think now is when we take Bustad. And we just start taking the players that we think have the best ratings at this point. Vladislav Kalashnikov. Third line. 2-star, 3-star. Oscar Pantzare, left defenseman. Potential 3-4. Yep, Oscar Pantzare looks good. Fast forward. Kalashnikov is gone. That's fine. Seamus Powell. Wow. Heck yeah. We have any picks left? We have probably one pick left. They want us to take Giuliani, which I'm fine with. Two-way forward, Jesper Fast. That's our last pick. That is our last pick, and that is the end of the draft. So, second and a third for a second, third and a fourth for a third, fourth and a sixth for a fourth. So he's already, our scout, his owner is, or his agent is already reaching out to him. All right. So that is the draft, guys. I'm going to pause. When we come back, we'll kick off free agency, and then I'll do the rest of free agency offline. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, we're back. It is opening day. It is free agency. I made a trade. And it was, these were all the deals that were made during the draft. I traded Derek Forbort to the Washington Capitals in exchange for Gabriel Carlsson. So Forbort, 31 years old, making $3 million this year. And he's a pretty solid defensive defenseman. And in exchange, we pick up Gabriel Carlsson. So you can see there are some things that Forbort does better. He's a little bit better at some of the defensive ratings. He's a little bit worse at others. A little bit better with some of these. Ultimately, Forbort's a little bit better than Carlsson, I think. But Forbort is making $850,000 or something, $825,000, and he's 5 years younger. So the potential is there for him to pick up for there to be a little bit more growth. So we pick up Carlsson, we trade Forbort, clear up about $2.5 million, and that takes us to free agency. So I'm not going to run through the entirety of free agency. It's just going to take forever. Awards. Does it show the awards? Yeah, I know we have the awards. I don't know if the emails are still in here. I sure hope they are. Yep, they are. Or at least some of them are. They're not all in here. They get deleted. Wonderful. Awards. Yeah, some of them get deleted. So GM of the Year went to Julien Brisebois of Tampa Bay. Lady Byng went to McKinnon. Rantanen wins the Mark Messier. Taves picks up the King Clancy. John Cooper wins the Jack Adams. Hart goes to Mikko Rantanen. Conn Smythe to Vasilevsky. And the Masterson goes to Mark Stone. So you can see there are awards in there that are missing. Is there any way to look it up? Awards? Yeah, here we go. All right, so Art Ross went to Nathan McKinnon. Rocket Richard goes to Rantanen. Lindsay goes to McKinnon. Norris went to Aaron Ekblad. Vesna to Shestyorkin. Jennings to Shestyorkin. Selke to Mark Stone. Calder to Simon Nemec. And then everything else you saw. GM of the Year, Julien Brisebois, everything else you saw. So those are your awards. It is time for free agency, and what do the Bruins need? The Bruins need strength down the middle. Left side, we've got DeBrusk, Hall, Marchand as our top three, with Frederick as our fourth. Right side, we've got Arvidsson, Pasternak, Lysel, Studnicka. Down the middle, we're weak. We got Bergeron, we got Zacha, and that is it. And there are a couple of pretty solid free agents available in from a center perspective. You got Draisaitl. Oh, wait. No, that's not where I wanted to go. Yeah, what am I doing? Free agents. Free agents. Here we go. All right, so if we filter NHL free agents and we look at, oh, that brings up everything. Okay. All right, so this is going to bring up everything. I'm sure there's a way to filter. Here we go, configure. Position, center, we want to look at unrestricted free agents. So the two big names on here, Ryan O'Reilly, Pierre-Luc Dubois. Dubois is the one I'm obviously going to go after, given that he is a stud. He's only 25 years old, and his contract is reasonable. He wants 7 years at $5.3 million. I would give him 7 years at $6 million. So that is a name I will go after. I'm also looking at Sean Monahan as a second or third line center. What does he want? He only wants 2.3. So we have some money. So we can, I think, get stronger down the middle without spending a ton of money. But my main target is going to be Dubois. What does O'Reilly want? Oof, yeah. Ryan O'Reilly's not going to get signed, but I could see going after Dubois and Monahan. And then if we have any money left, maybe one of the other things I'm looking at is potentially trading Linus Ullmark and picking up a goalie. Contract, free agents, unrestricted. Try to pick up a backup goalie, maybe. Corpusalo wants 5, so that's the same amount we are paying Linus. Lankinen. Yeah, I mean, we can get Lankinen for half the price, so I'm thinking maybe we trade. I come up with a way to trade Ullmark, because that's really the only bad contract we have left on our team. Trade Ullmark, go after Dubois, go after Monahan, go after Lankinen, and then defensively we're pretty solid. We've got McAvoy, Carlos, Stanley, Lindholm, and then Aho and Lowry or Carlson as our top 6. So we've got a solid defensive core. We just need strength down the middle. So I think that's going to be the plan here for the offseason. So I'm going to sim the offseason offline. In the next episode, we will come back at the beginning of training camp, and we'll go through what free agency looked like. So, in fact, you know what? Here, we are going to, let's just do this right off the bat. So let's go to the free agent center. Let's go to, let's just look at free agents. And let's start with, where did he go? Pierre-Luc Dubois. Let's approach to sign. Let's try 6 years at $6 million. $6 years at $6 million. $36 million for Pierre-Luc Dubois. We also wanted to talk to contract status, unrestricted. Monahan was the other one, right? Yeah. He wants 5. Let's try 4 years at 2.5. Offer those 2 deals. And then let's see what sort of interest there is in Linus Ullmark. Nemeth and Brown, no thank you. Colin Blackwell, Jacob Galvis, he looks okay, but I'm not interested in that. McDermott and McDonald, no. John Merrill is an old defenseman. That's it. Okay, so we may need to come up with a different way to go about it. But those are going to be the first 2 moves that we make. Assuming I'm able to sign those guys, I'll kind of readdress and see where we stand. But those are the 2 big free agent acquisitions I'm going to try to make. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Sean Monahan, kind of get us stronger up the middle. So when we come back, guys, it will be the beginning of training camp. and we'll go through any deals we made during the offseason, and that will be that. So I hope you enjoyed this longer offseason or end of the season and draft episode. I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. See you later. Bye-bye.